Welcome to the Steve Ames Show with guitarist Sandy Renda, pianist Mike Iannuzzi, and my special guests, comedian Irwin Corey and entertainer SPATZ Donovan. And now, on with the show. Rosalie, my darling, Rosalie, my dream. Since one night when stars danced above, I'm so much in love. Rosalie, have mercy. Rosalie, don't decline. Won't you make my life thrilling and tell me you're willing to be mine, Rosalie, mine. Rosalie, my darling, Rosalie, my dream. Since one night when stars danced above, I'm so much in love. Rosalie, have mercy. Rosalie, don't decline. Won't you make my life thrilling and tell me you're willing to be mine, Rosalie, mine. Thank you. Rosalie, written by Cole Porter and introduced by Nelson Eddy in the MGM film Rosalie, starring Eleanor Powell. Welcome to the Steve Ames Show, taped here tonight at our favorite indoor location, the West 22 Diner in Springfield. With the two mighty musicians at the guitar, Sandy Renda, and at the piano, Mike Iannuzzi. We're opening up our show tonight with songs written by the great composer and lyricist Cole Porter, who was born on June 9th, 1891 in Peru, Indiana. Yes, Cole Porter gave us so many great songs for Broadway shows and Hollywood movies. Here's a tune he wrote for the MGM film Born to Dance, also starring Eleanor Powell, and her leading man in this film was a very young Jimmy Stewart, who introduced this song. You'd be so easy to love, so easy to idolize, all others apart, so worth the yearning for, so swell to keep every home fire burning for, and we'd be so grand at the game, so carefree together, that it does seem a shame that you can't see your future with me, 'cause you'd be so easy to love. At the game, so carefree together, that it does seem a shame that you can't see your future with me, 'cause you'd be so easy to love. We go to New York City now to see my recent interview with legendary comedian Irwin on the occasion of his upcoming 100th birthday. You'll also see our good friend SPATZ Donovan. Here we are at the New York City residence of my very good friend, actor, comedian, and professor Irwin Corey.
Hey! Very, very good. You people are very fortunate. This is a very rare occasion.
Well, we're going to tell the truth tonight on the Steve Ames Show with Irwin's very good friend, SPATZ Donovan. Let's say hello to SPATZ.
Yeah. Very, very, very interesting personality. He knows more gossip than anybody that I ever met. And I met a lot of people. But his gossip is memorable to the fact is that I remember the things that he's talking about. And I'm much older than he is. He's probably half my age, maybe a little more. But that's not necessary. What was the question?
Well, Irwin, since you're talking about age, you have a very special birthday coming up on July 29th. You were born on July 29th, 1914.
Right.
So this year you turn 100 years old. Let's hear it for Irwin.
Hooray! I would have completed 100 years.
That's right.
Understand?
That's right.
So therefore, after July 29th, I'll be going on my 101st year.
Correct. He's looking to the future. That's right.
I once said to this guy, how would you like to live to be 200 years old? He says, that's too long. I said, well, how about days? Say days. Say, how would you like to live a million days? He says, a million days? Yeah, that's all right. A million days is 2,730 years.
Mm-hmm.
The guy I saw on television says he's 250 years old. Another one there was the guy 256 years old. But they say this guy says he's 250. He's a liar. he's 500 years old.
If he's a day, right?
He just wants to get married again. That's what he was saying. Listen, let's face it, marriage is like a 3-ring circus. There's the engagement ring, then there's the wedding ring, and then the suffering.
Talking about marriage, you and Fran were married for how many years?
Well, we got married in 1939, and we went to 2011. That's about 72
72 years. What was your secret for a long, happy marriage with Fran?
The secret to the real long life is just lie about your age. Women refuse to talk about their age. It's so stupid. Because age is a very funny thing. People live to live. If they live to be 100, they live 873,000 hours.
But who's counting?
So that means if I pass my 100 years, I'll be, what were your questions?
How many hours? How many hours you've lived in 100 years?
So I got about 1,059 hours left to be over 100 years old.
That's amazing.
I mean, past 100.
Past 100. And how many of those years have you been in show business?
Ever since 1937.
You did your first Broadway show, Pins and Needles, in 1938, right?
Yeah.
So you've been a professional actor and performer now for about 77 years.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. Now, Irwin, when you were here the last time, when we were here the last time...
He gets good residuals.
He gets good residuals. We talked about the fact that you've worked in every media of show business, the Broadway stage, nightclubs, radio, television, and motion pictures. Which did you enjoy the most?
I don't know. I enjoyed whatever I'm doing, as long as I'm getting paid as an actor. That is the thing that I enjoy the most. The thing that I like best is Sly Fox. I had five sentences. One of the sentences had only one little word in it. I was playing in Sly Fox with Richard Dreyfuss. I played the court clerk. I took down all the things that were said during the occasion. So Dreyfuss says to me, "Corey, did you get all that?" I said, "Some." And then I would dip my pen in the inkwell and take it out of the inkwell. It would take me a half hour to get down to the paper to write something. I was the highest paid actor in that play by the word.
That's right. And you were 90
I
years
had
old.
about 9 words.
That's amazing. That was your most recent Broadway appearance in 2004 when you were 90. That is amazing.
And he was in it in California with Jackie Gleason.
Right.
Oh, I did it twice. I did it once with Jackie Gleason and Cleavon Little.
That's right, Norton. Boy, I remember when you and I played.
SPATZ, what would you like to say about your good friend Irwin Corey celebrating his 100th birthday?
Well, I'll tell you, I've
He's
got
another comedian
Another comedian, right.
out of work.
Well, he's got a job tonight.
Very merry birthday to you.
Jerry Colonna.
Yeah.
Very merry birthday to you. Woo-hoo!
Just blow the candle out, my dear, and make your wish come true.
Very merry birthday to you.
Let's hear it for SPATZ. What's your secret for keeping healthy at your age?
Many people ask me this question. It's like I remember a question was asked to a new bride by her new husband, and he says to her, "Darling, darling, tell me, am I the first one?" And his new wife says, "Why does everybody ask that question?"
We're joined on the panel by Irwin Corey's very talented son, making his second appearance on my show, Richard Corey. Let's hear it for Richard.
Here we are. Here we are.
What do you want to say about your son, Irwin?
That's my son. He's dependently wealthy.
Oh, good. He's a very talented musician, your son.
He's a songwriter, a painter, and he plays the piano and the guitar and the zither,
Right.
which is a very expensive contraption that you put resting on your shoulder, and you keep strumming the
strings.
Reminds me of this woman having trouble with her husband and says to her husband, "Well, I bore your children." He says, "I know, and you bore me too."
Richard, what's it like having a comedian for a father?
I started a 10-step program. You get through it quicker than a 12-step program.
Have you? That's good.
It's called ACOC.
Oh, really?
ACOC, Adult Children of Comedians.
I like that.
And the first step is you must realize there is someone funnier than you.
Uh-huh.
Second step is call up celebrity service. If neither of your parents are listed, it may be psychosomatic. And then the other 8 steps are turn, kick, turn, kick, turn.
Very good, very good. Very good. Well, how do you feel about your dad celebrating his 100th birthday this year?
Yeah, well, I've only known him for like around 67 years.
Okay. What are some of your favorite things that he's done in movies and Broadway and records? What are your favorite Irwin Corey escapades?
Flahooly.
Broadway show.
Broadway musical, yes. Written by that great Broadway musical and lyricist
Yip Harburg.
Yip Harburg.
Did you see the show when you were a little boy?
No, I was 5 years old.
So you never saw that on
I
stage?
never saw the original production. But Ernie Harburg with the Harburg Foundation and the Harlem Repertory Theater did a revival, and I took the original genie from the original Broadway cast, 1951. I took the genie, the actor who played the part of the genie, and his grandson, my son.
Right.
The original genie is my father.
Right.
So they were very thrilled, especially the person who played the genie in the revival, to meet the 1951 genie of the original Broadway
Irwin
cast.
Corey.
Irwin Corey.
How many Broadway shows did you do, Irwin? About?
Well, I did Flahooly, Sly Fox, Happy as Larry, Heaven on Earth.
Straw Hat Review? You did that?
No,
No?
I did
New Faces.
The Good Soldier Strike.
Right.
I did 7 Scenes for Yenny. I did Happy as Larry with Burgess Meredith. I did Mrs. McBean with Helen Hayes and Ernest Borgnine and Freddie Gwen and
Fred Gwynn. And what about Thieves?
Julie Munchin.
Right.
And I left it to go to England, and when I came back, Whitehead, who produced it, says, "We didn't know how funny you were until you were replaced."
How do you like that?
In New Faces 43, too.
And then you did Thieves with Marlo Thomas.
Thieves with Marlo Thomas.
And you also did the movie version of that.
Yeah.
Are you still getting residuals from some of the movies you made?
Hey, listen, I get checks for 1 cent. It costs 39 cents to mail that,
That's right.
plus 10 cents for the envelope. Right?
That's right.
And then you got to pay the secretary who mails the letter.
Well, Irwin, I want to thank you
It cost you $5. Don't thank me yet. I say, my philosophy is simple. My philosophy is I say it is better to receive than to give. A lot of people say it's better to give. I say, you want to give. You finally get tired of giving, but you never get tired of receiving.
That's right.
Therefore I say, don't earn more than you can spend, but spend more than you earn and die in debt. Now, if you owe a lot of money, you're going to live long. I mean, the people you owe it to are going to make sure you live long. But if you live to be 75 years old and you owe $300,000, to amortize that loan at $30,000 a year with accrued interest will take you 18 years to pay it off. So you actually live to be 93.
That's right.
Of course, you would have been that old and spent that money if you lived that long. So my suggestion, in order to reach this affluent plateau, my suggestion is borrow. Borrow. Start with your friends. Borrow from your friends. And when they ain't got any more money, make new friends. But keep borrowing. That's what I say. Our forefathers borrowed. They borrowed and they never paid it back. Our fathers borrowed. They ain't paid it back. We borrowed. We ain't gonna pay it back. It was our forefathers that did all that borrowing. If we had two fathers instead of forefathers, we'd have half the goddamn debt.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I say.
So your philosophy is the more you owe, the longer you live. I like that philosophy. Well, congratulations on your upcoming
Thank
100th
you.
birthday, my friend Irwin.
That's very good.
I want to thank Richard Corey, and I want to thank Richard and SPATZ Donovan. And one more saying for the folks.
Good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to wish you all the best of everything. Best of health. 10 years ago, we had Johnny Cash, we had Bob Hope, and Steve Jobs. 10 years later, there's no Cash, there's no Hope, there's no Jobs.
That's right. Let's hear it for Irwin Corey. Thank you, Irwin.
Okay. We'll see you all again when we have access to other areas of television. This is a small group, but this small group is vital. They know what they're doing, and that's why they have this public access areas. Otherwise, you go to CBS like GOP, you know what that means? Get out of politics.
That's right.
So long, everybody.
So long.
Remember, wherever you go, there you are.
Thank you. Right now, a tribute to one of the great stars of vaudeville, nightclubs, and recordings, Ted Lewis, who was born on June 6th, 1891. Yes, Ted Lewis, one of the great legendary stars. He was an entertainer, band leader, clarinetist, and his famous catchphrase was, "Is everybody happy?" He wore a top hat like this, and here's one of his most famous songs. For when my baby smiles at me, my heart goes roaming to paradise. And when my baby smiles at me, there's such a wonderful light in her eyes, the kind of light that means just love, the kind of love that brings sweet harmony. I sigh, I cry, it's just a glimpse of heaven when my baby smiles at me. Now when my baby smiles at me, my heart goes roaming to paradise. And when my little baby smiles at me, there's such a wonderful light in her eyes, the kind of light that means just love, the kind of love that brings sweet harmony. I sigh and I cry, but it's just a glimpse of heaven when my baby smiles at me. Is everybody happy? Yes, sir. When My Baby Smiles at Me became Ted Lewis's theme song. And talking about theme songs, we close off tonight's show with Bob Hope's theme song, introduced by Bob and Shirley Ross in the Paramount film Big Broadcast of 1938, and written by Leo Robin and Ralph Ranger. Thanks for the memory of candlelight and wine, castles on the Rhine, the Parthenon, and moments on the Hudson River line. How lovely it was. Thanks for the memory of swingy Harlem tunes, rainy afternoons, motor trips and burning lips and burning toast and prunes. How lovely it was. Many's the time that we feasted, and many's the time that we fasted. Oh, well, it was swell while it lasted. We did have fun and no harm done, and thanks for the memory of sunburns at the shore, nights in Singapore. You might have been a headache, but you never were a bore. And thank you